Now let's discuss transformers and their leading role in powering generative artificial intelligence. Transformers are a type of neural network that are able to learn long range dependencies in sequences. This makes them well suited for tasks such as text generation, where the model needs to understand the context of the previous words in order to generate the next word. Transformers produced a 2018 revolution in natural language processing. Now, let's see how transformers work. Transformers are made up of two main parts, an encoder and a decoder. Encoders are responsible for taking an input sequence and converting it into a sequence of hidden states. The encoder is made up of a stack of self attention layers. Self attention is a mechanism that allows the encoder to attend to different parts of the input sequence when generating the hidden states. This allows the encoder to learn long range dependencies in the input sequence, which is essential for tasks such as text generation. Decoders are responsible for taking a sequence of hidden states and generating an output sequence. The decoder is also made up of a stack of self attention layers. However, the decoder also has a special attention layer that allows it to attend to the input sequence when generating the output sequence. This allows the decoder to learn how to generate output that is consistent with the input sequence. So the encoder and decoder work together to generate an output sequence. The encoder first converts the input sequence into a sequence of hidden states. The decoder then takes these hidden states and generates an output sequence. The decoder's attention layer allows it to attend to the input sequence when generating the output. This allows the decoder to learn how to generate output that is consistent with the input sequence. There are several benefits to using transformers for generative AI. First, transformers are able to learn long range dependencies in sequences. This allows them to generate more realistic and coherent output. Second, transformers are able to be trained on very large datasets. This allows them to learn more complex patterns and relationships in the data. And third, multiple parallel transformers are able to work together. This allows them to be trained more quickly and efficiently. As a result of these benefits, transformers have become the state of the art approach for a wide variety of generative AI tasks, such as text generation, image generation, and music generation. Something to be aware of when using transformers is that it is possible for them to create hallucinations. In transformers, hallucinations are words or phrases that are generated by the model that are often nonsensical or grammatically incorrect. But why hallucinations happen? Hallucinations can be caused by a number of factors, including the model is not trained on enough data, or the model is trained on noisy or dirty data, or the model is not given enough context, or the model is not given enough constraints. Hallucinations can be a problem for transformers because they can make the output text difficult to understand. They can also make the model more likely to generate incorrect or misleading information. So, how can we mitigate hallucinations? There are a number of ways to mitigate hallucinations in transformers. One way is to train the model on more data. Another way is to use a technique called beam search, which allows the model to explore a wider range of possible outputs. And finally, it is important to give the model enough context and constraints so that it does not generate nonsensical or grammatically incorrect outputs. Here are some examples of hallucinations that have been generated by transformers. The cat sat on the mat and the dog ate the moon. The boy went to the store and bought a gallon of air. The woman drove to the bank and withdrew $1 million. As you can see, these examples are all nonsensical or grammatically incorrect. This is because the transformers have generated these words or phrases without any context or constraints. It is important to note that hallucinations are not always a bad thing. In some cases, they can be used to generate creative and interesting text. However, it is important to be aware of the potential for hallucinations when using transformers and to take steps to mitigate them. Transformers are being used to generate a wide variety of creative content, including text, image, music, and even video. Some of the most common applications of transformers in generative AI include text generation. Transformers can be used to generate text such as news articles, blog posts, and creative writing. For example, the transformer model GPT-3 has been used to generate realistic looking fake news articles, and it can even write poetry and stories. Image generation. Transformers can be used to generate images such as paintings, photographs, and digital art. For example, the transformer model Imagine has been used to generate realistic looking images of people, animals, and objects. Music generation. Transformers can be used to generate music, such as songs, melodies, and beats. As an instance, the transformer model MuseNet has been able to generate original music that sounds like it was composed by a human musician. And we have video generation. Transformers can be used to generate video, such as movies, TV shows, and animated cartoons. For example, the transformer model DeepMind Video has been used to generate realistic looking video that looks like it was filmed by a human camera operator. As the technology continues to develop, we can expect to see even more amazing applications of transformers in generative AI. Transformers have the potential to revolutionize the way we create and consume content, and they are already being used to create some truly incredible things.